That we've been able to collect, that we believe that there was only one shooter.
We begin this morning with a Fox News alert. 2 firefighters killed and 1 injured in an ambush while responding to a brush fire in Idaho. And we are now learning officials found the suspected gunman dead, with a weapon also discovered near his body. We are going to bring you the very latest on this investigation throughout the morning.
Meanwhile, our other top story over on Capitol Hill. In just a few hours, the Senate set to kick off a vote-a-rama on President Trump's big, beautiful bill after debating the bill overnight. But after months of going back and forth and back and forth, will Congress be able to meet the president's July 4th deadline? You're watching Fox and Friends First here on a Monday morning. I am Todd Pyro.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you all. And I'm Carly Shimkus. And we begin this morning in Idaho, where as we said, 2 firefighters were killed. And according to officials, at least 1 other firefighter is still in the hospital after being caught in the crosshairs of gunfire.
The Kootenai County Sheriff giving an update overnight on what they know so far.
Yeah, we believe, based on the information that we've been able to collect, that we believe that there was only one shooter. We do believe that the suspect started the fire and it was intentional. There are law enforcement personnel that are up there, and we will conduct the investigation, continue it tomorrow morning. This was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance.
A former homicide detective and retired chief of detectives Brian Foley joins us now to discuss. Brian, great to have you here in person.
Morning.
What are investigators doing right now to, 1, figure out why this happened, but 2, to make sure the area is all clear, make sure that there are no booby traps left behind?
Well, so what they want to know is what you said, the motive, and did he act alone? So right now, cops are applying for search warrants for cell phone records, computer records, search warrants for his residence, vehicles, everything, search warrants to search his body. It was a good move that they did move the body. There'll be an autopsy. The autopsy is going to go a long way of the suspect to determine whether or not he acted alone, and this was in fact indeed a suicide. Gunshot residue on his hands. If he pulled the trigger himself, if he killed himself, that'll show the closeness of proximity of where the barrel of the firearm was to his body when he killed himself. That'll determine whether he acted alone. The motive, most of the motive is going to come out of the search and seizure warrants, based on his footprints and social media, his footprints on where his cell phone was, where he traveled. Very interesting investigation. I think it was a great move for them to move the suspect's body prior to the fire getting to him, because that kept your GSR, your gunshot residue, with him in the autopsy to determine whether he was indeed a suicide.
An emergency call was placed by a Kootenai County deputy while these events were unfolding. Listen here.
Oh, we don't have that.
Oh, we don't have that, but I will say what he said. We have an emergency situation taking place in the district area. There's an active shooter at a fire. There's potentially 2 battalion chiefs down. If you put yourself in the perspective of these firefighters going to an emergency situation completely unaware that these events were going to be unfolding with a gunman gunning them down. So do you think this person that was found dead near the scene started the fire, shot these firefighters, and then shot himself?
I do. Look at 2012 in Webster, New York, a very similar type of situation. The guy set his house on fire and his car on fire. He shot 4 firefighters upon their arrival, fatally killing 2. This is a very, very eerily similar situation. Fire departments, when they're responding since 9/11, have been extra cautious, but they're really not looking for this. But I can tell you, these are first responders killed in the line of duty. You'd think every investigation is handled the same. It doesn't matter who the victim is. But we all know the truth is a little different. When you kill a cop, when you kill a fireman in the line of duty, all the resources are coming, federal, local, state, and they're all going to be pushed into this investigation. They'll be able to determine very quickly as to whether he did act alone and what that motive was. If there's a manifesto, hopefully kicking around somewhere, that'll tell us why he did what he did.
To that point, we had a similar tragedy in Connecticut a few years ago that you know all too well. In that instance, it was police officers that were killed in Bristol, but it was an ambush.
Yep.
It was an ambush nonetheless. What leads someone to ambush any first responder like this? That's
typically they're triggered, all right? So now something happened in their life for them to get triggered. If you look at what happened in Bristol, they got pulled over by the cops. So what happened in this man's life to make him want to go after firefighters? That's odd. I always think sovereign citizen or someone out there in the, that lives in remote areas like that has a problem with government. That's just a guess at this point. Again, investigators, you have the feds, you know, when Uncle Sam brings his resources, everything happens pretty quickly. And you could see that happen with the helicopters, with the stuff, the technology they had to find that cell phone. Not a typical ping, you know, where you get a search warrant for somebody and you're pinging that specific one cell phone. No, they had technology to find a signal on its own. That might not work on 6th Avenue here in New York City, but out in that wilderness there, where you can isolate on a single cell phone fairly easily if you have the technology, and it got there
quick.
quick.
And to your point about resources being sent to the scene, Dan Bongino already said on X the FBI is on its way, already there, and assets are headed to the direction of Idaho as well. Really quickly, does this seem like personal vendetta to you?
You mean like he targeted a certain firefighter? No, it doesn't feel like that to me at all. That'd be really. It'd be almost impossible to make sure you have that right firefighter based on staffing, when they show, proximity, you know, what other calls are going on. No, this seems like he just wanted to go out and make a statement against, feels like, again, against government itself.
Oh my goodness.
Brian Foley, thank you for joining us on a sad morning, but your insight invaluable. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Todd.
it.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks.